Hello, NBA fans. Daily news about the Los Angeles Lakers. I'm a fan of the Lakers show and I hope you'll subscribe to the channel and give it a like. LeBron James is nearing retirement, but unfortunately, he suffered a serious injury. Today, it was confirmed that the star will be out of action for approximately 4 weeks. This impacts the team, and it's still unknown how LeBron James's body will react to the recovery from this injury and what precautions coach JJ Redick will need to take to maintain his health and keep him fit for the playoffs. The Lakers management announced that LeBron James will not return for less than 4 weeks, as the injury is serious and severe. LeBron James will miss the start of the 2025-26 NBA season due to injury, leaving the Los Angeles Lakers to open the year without their veteran star. The Los Angeles Lakers have received tough news to start the season, as LeBron James will miss the beginning of the 2025-26 NBA season due to sciatica on his right side. As a result, head coach JJ Redick will have to adjust his lineup ahead of the team's opening night matchup against the Golden State Warriors. James' absence to start the season is a major blow for Los Angeles, putting Luka Doncic in a more prominent leadership role on offense. Still, the Lakers' front office was active this offseason, strengthening both the starting unit and the bench. Redick has a few options to fill James' spot in the lineup. One possibility is Marcus Smart, the team's new addition who is yet to appear in the preseason due to injury. Another is Jake LaRavia, who recently joined the team and started in both preseason losses, first to the Suns and then to the Warriors. LaRavia finished with 7 points, 5 rebounds, and 1 assist in the opener, and followed with 10 points and 3 assists against Golden State. Given the current roster situation, the Lakers' projected starting lineup for opening night on October 21st could look like this: G. Luka Doncic, G. Austin Reeves, F. Marcus Smart/Jake LaRavia, F. Rui Hachimura, C. DeAndre Ayton. James will have to wait to set another record. At 40 years old, LeBron James is set to compete in his 23rd NBA season, which would make him the only player in league history to reach that milestone. However, the Lakers star will have to wait a few more weeks before officially adding that record to his resume. Reports indicate James is expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks, which would put his potential return around November 6. Still, he will be re-evaluated at that point, meaning his comeback could be delayed further depending on how his recovery progresses. LeBron James' injury could quietly ruin the Lakers' season. Bad time for a LeBron injury. Nemi of the State Law and Order. The 2025-26 regular season hasn't even started yet for the Los Angeles Lakers, but they already have problems. This time involving star LeBron James. He is yet to make his preseason debut, and we now know he won't. According to ESPN's Shams Charania, LeBron will miss the next 3 to 4 weeks with sciatica. That means that he could miss at least the first 3 weeks of the regular season and 10 games. Lakers star LeBron James is sidelined for at least 3 to 4 weeks due to sciatica on his right side. He is out for the start of the 2025-26 NBA season. While it may only be 10 games, sciatica isn't something that necessarily goes away quickly and could lead to lingering issues for LeBron and the Lakers. Anyone who has had back problems will tell you that they can be extremely painful and uncomfortable. However, none of them were LeBron, who has emerged as the greatest player in NBA history thanks to his longevity and durability. However, he is entering his 23rd season in the NBA and will turn 40 in December. That means that he is closer to the end of his career than the beginning, and nagging injuries are to be expected. The Lakers will have to become less reliant on LeBron James. With Luka Doncic, they no longer have to rely nearly as much on LeBron, but they will still need him if they want to compete for a championship this season. That means that they will likely have to rely more on Doncic, Austin Reeves, and what they hope is an improved defense when LeBron sits or isn't 100%. It's entirely possible that LeBron could see a significant drop in his overall production with him having to deal with back injuries potentially for much of the season. That could also negatively affect the Lakers in the standings. The West is already expected to be a bloodbath. Many expected the Lakers to be a top 4 team in the West like they were last season. Those chances take a big hit if LeBron is out for the first 10-plus games of the season and the Lakers struggle right out of the gate. They could, of course, make up for a slow start later in the year. But given how jam-packed the Western Conference standings tend to be, the difference between a few wins and losses could be the 3rd seed and an easier path to the Western Conference Finals, or the 8th seed and them battling to make it in via the play-in tournament. Overall, LeBron being ruled out for the start of the season with sciatica could prove to be a big deal for the Lakers. They will have to hope they can weather an early storm and that LeBron can play at a high level in what could be his final season in Los Angeles. Lakers Luka Doncic, Austin Reeves huge advocates for LeBron James' extending career. Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves are rallying for LeBron James to extend his career, even as he misses the beginning of his 23rd NBA season. While retirement and injuries are dominating headlines ahead of LeBron James' 23rd NBA season, his Los Angeles Lakers teammates see his presence as invaluable for this season and beyond. Sources close to the Lakers told ESPN reporter Dave McMenamin that both Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves are advocates for James extending his career beyond this season. Doncic and Reeves, for their part, love playing with James and want the partnership to continue, sources told ESPN. McMenamin also added the question for consideration: how does James' timeline sync up with the much younger Doncic and Reeves? That's likely a question the Lakers franchise will address when James is an unrestricted free agent in the 2026 offseason. For the first time in his career, James is on an expiring contract. At 41 years old this December, James discussed retirement during Media Day, acknowledging that the end is near. Lakers' DeAndre Ayton raises red flags over lack of chemistry with Luka Doncic. LeBron James. The Los Angeles Lakers are heading into their first full season with Luka Doncic and LeBron James, a potentially powerful pairing. Both are among the game's elite and have made it clear they're focused on winning at the highest level. In fact, each was vocal this summer about their expectations. Doncic being just 26 gives the Lakers a far longer timeline to build a championship-contending team, but that doesn't mean they can slow down and take their time. Doncic told Lakers president Rob Pelinka and coach J.J. Redick in May that he's not interested in taking the slow approach in building a contender, CBS Sports' Jasmine Wimbish wrote. James' agent, Rich Paul, echoed a similar sentiment about LeBron's urgency as he enters the twilight of his career. LeBron wants to compete for a championship, Paul told ESPN. He knows the Lakers are building for the future. He understands that, but he values a realistic chance of winning it all. We are very appreciative of the partnership that we've had for 8 years with Jeanie, Buss, and Rob Pelinka, and consider the Lakers as a critical part of his career. To support James and Doncic in their title pursuit, the Lakers signed DeAndre Ayton. But with just over a week until opening night, the trio hasn't practiced together once. I haven't, Ayton said when asked if he's gotten to work with the team's 2 superstars. It's something I've just been waiting on and just got to prepare. JJ and the coaching staff probably have something where they can put stuff together for all of us to really grow chemistry. With so little time before the season begins, building chemistry will be a challenge. Not having the Lakers' 2 best passers in sync with their starting center could quickly become a problem. With James aging and Doncic coming off a busy summer, the Lakers will need to figure things out quickly. There isn't much time left to get their new core firing on all cylinders. Lakers face a major decision, and NBA GMs just made it simpler. The Los Angeles Lakers do not need to overthink positions with the 5th starter. What do Rui Hachimura, Marcus Smart, Jared Vanderbilt, and Jake LaRavia all have in common? They are all, theoretically, the players competing to secure the 5th starter position for the Los Angeles Lakers. Smart and Hachimura are certainly the 2 who have gotten the most attention for that prominent positional battle. However, the Vanderbilt and LaRavia should not be discounted altogether. If the situation were to be narrowed down to just the first 2, many have taken issue with the idea of Smart getting the starting nod for a rather silly reason. They see 3 guards in the starting lineup with him, Luka Doncic, and Austin Reeves. Positions matter far less in modern basketball than they did a decade or 2 ago. This argument received some odd support in the form of the 2025-26 NBA GM survey. Doncic, who is considered a point guard to many, came second in the voting for the best player at that position. The NBA GMs then turned right back around and voted him the best small forward in the league. What does that mean? Simply put, it's 2025, people. Positionless basketball dominates the NBA, and letting the traditional way of thinking affect lineup decision would be malpractice. Lakers could start Doncic, Reeves, and Smart without hesitation. The NBA nowadays is not about positions. It is about skill sets. Doncic works great at the lead guard spot. The Lakers superstar also slots seamlessly into small forward. That designation does not change the responsibilities on the court for one of the best players in the NBA. Whether Doncic is listed as a starting guard or a starting forward, the five-time All-NBA first-team member will be leading the offense with the ball in his hands. That much is obvious and simple to grasp. If J.J. Redick and company land on the decision to start Smart, it will be about what his skill set brings to the main group that begins ball games. When healthy and dialed in, the Lakers guard has been a tenacious on-ball defender. The former Defensive Player of the Year would be asked to challenge the point of attack on that end. Having someone who can reliably execute that task was something the Lakers were clearly missing from the defenders on their team last season. Redick could certainly get those skills out of a revamped Vanderbilt too, but that does not change the main point here. This decision is about fit. It is not about what a sheet of paper classifies a player as. Redick will certainly not be shying away from any of his options, because of the latter. When will Marcus Smart make his Lakers debut, and what is his superpower according to teammates? The Los Angeles Lakers made a few critical roster additions this summer in an effort to get LeBron James a likely final shot at a fifth NBA title. However, the Lakers have been slow to get acclimated as several veterans have been limited this preseason, including Marcus Smart. When will Marcus Smart make his Lakers debut, and what is his superpower according to teammates? Smart signed with the Lakers just 2 days after getting waived by Washington on July 20th. Smart is one of the preeminent defensive guards who has struggled to stay healthy over the past 2 seasons. The 31-year-old has dealt with Achilles tendinopathy throughout camp. While J.J. Redick proclaimed on October 1st that Smart should be fully healthy by the end of last week, he missed the second preseason game on Sunday. While the 6'3" guard practiced on Tuesday and reportedly looked good, he sat out Wednesday's session. Marcus participated in some live practice, and then was out at the end, Redick told Broderick Thomas of the Los Angeles Times. "Yeah, he was awesome. He was awesome. I think, given the workload of today, I was impressed that he was able to sustain his level of intensity for as long as he did." Smart missed Wednesday's practice because he was sick, per NBA insider Jovan Buha. J.J. Redick said Marcus Smart has flu-like symptoms and stayed home from practice today, Buha tweeted. Per ESPN, as long as the illness is not severe, Smart is trending in the right direction and could play when the Lakers host Golden State on October 12. However, his status is unclear at this point. After the Warriors rematch, the Lakers have 3 more preseason contests. High hopes for Smart. The Lakers picked up Smart for his veteran leadership and on-ball defense. Smart, who signed a 1+1 player option, worth a total of $11 million, is expected to have a significant role for the Lakers and is reportedly in competition to start. Smart is in contention for the team's 5th starting spot along with Rui Hachimura, while Jake LaRavia may have an outside shot to begin with the first unit. "I've talked with JJ and what he expects from me on both ends, especially the defensive end," Smart said, per Kobe Price of the Orange County Register. "It's everything I've been doing my whole career. It's nothing new, and I remember the first thing he told me was, 'Hey, if we're going to get the Celtics Marcus Smart, that's who we want, that's who we need. And we need you to be that person and be who you are.' So for me, it's just coming out and giving everything I got on this court and leaving it out there every night." Smart has been a starter for much of his career. Smart is a volume 3-point shooter and can have big scoring games, but he is inconsistent because he is not a good shooter. For his career, he averages 10.6 points, 4.6 assists, 1.9 turnovers, and 3.4 rebounds to go along with shooting splits of 38.8/32.4/77.6. The area where Smart can help the Lakers the most? Los Angeles was pretty good defensively last year, particularly in opponents' scoring and field goal percentage. But the Lakers were only 17th in defensive rating, as they struggled to force turnovers and protect the paint. The Lakers are counting on Smart and Jared Vanderbilt to help force more turnovers. Smart averages 1.6 steals a game. He looked great. He was moving great, Vanderbilt said when talking about Smart's impact, but like I said, his main power is that he's vocal. So, being able to help the guys communicate, that's a big part of defense, too. Being physical is one of them, as is being vocal and able to communicate. I think he does both at a very high level. So, he can definitely help us on that end of the floor. Man, just causing havoc, Vanderbilt added about how he projects the defense to be like. Not only physically, but just vocally. He's a vocal guy as well, so it's being the anchor of the defense, flying around, setting that tone defensively. Like, I'm excited. I can't wait to share the court together. Luka Doncic and James were limited in practice on Tuesday and Wednesday. Neither player participated in live action, per Buha. Buha added that Gabe Vincent participated for most of the session. Vincent made his preseason debut on Sunday, tallying 16 points and 5 assists in a loss to the Warriors. Dalton Connect on the trade market? According to Dan Woik of The Athletic, the Lakers were open to moving the 2024 first-round pick for a second time this summer, including in their failed deal for Mark Williams, and that may still be the case. However, Connect has not made it easy for the Lakers as he struggled in Las Vegas and this preseason. He averages 9.0 points, 6.0 rebounds, and 1.5 assists while shooting 23.8/21.4/83.3 in the first 2 preseason games. LeBron James is keeping J.J. Redick in dark over Lakers' return after business move goes wrong. LeBron James' glut injury has notably impacted the Los Angeles Lakers preseason. Initially, he was sidelined due to a nerve irritation in his glut. That resulted in him missing the first 2 preseason games against the Phoenix Suns and Golden State Warriors. New reports indicated he is expected to miss the remainder of the preseason. James was seen everywhere except the court. He appeared on famous Twitch streamer Kai Cenat's podcast. Then went on to tease a major announcement, which many people thought would be about his potential retirement. However, the reveal turned out to be a Hennessy partnership, not a career decision. So all focus went on Lakers head coach J.J. Redick to address the speculation. When asked about James' return, he simply stated, he is on his own timeline. Underlining that even the coach is not aware of his return, if at all. He will be playing the regular season opener against the Golden State Warriors on October 21st. Lakers must prevent Jared Vanderbilt from creating this headache at all costs. The Los Angeles Lakers must keep the ball out of Vanderbilt's hands as much as they can. The best version of who Jared Vanderbilt can be is great at a lot of things: perimeter defense, hustle, off-ball cutting, etc. That list does not include handling the basketball. The Los Angeles Lakers would be wise to minimize the necessity for those types of instances occurring. That thought should be obvious to everyone. Jovan Buha even made it a focal point of his takeaways from the Lakers' preseason matchup against the Golden State Warriors. The mixed bag of what that experience brings is just not worth seeing too often on the court. Buha said, the playmaking really stood out with the 4 assists. Bondo has that point-forward ability. That does come with some limitations. He did have 3 turnovers and you want to be careful. There could be some good and the bad when he has the ball, right? The Lakers reporter went on to point out the glaring flaw with allowing Vanderbilt time on the ball. The issue described there was him being just as likely to dribble the ball off his foot, or into a crowd to get the ball stolen, as he would be to make a play with it. The assist-to-turnover ratio from the Warriors matchup really says it all. Jared Vanderbilt's value diminishes quickly when asked to handle the ball. Vanderbilt's career has not suggested to this point that playmaking is something that should be regularly asked of the 26-year-old. The Lakers forward has averaged 1.4 assists per game versus 1.0 turnover per game over his 7 years in the NBA. Los Angeles simply has way too many better options to turn to for on-ball duties. Luka Doncic should be expected to lead the team in usage percentage and on-ball metrics throughout the entirety of the 2025-26 season. The Lakers' superstar point guard is at his best when dictating the entire flow of the offense, and that is exactly what will be asked of him. LeBron James is undoubtedly making the shift to add more off-ball tactics back to his repertoire to aid the fit next to his superstar teammate. Even so, James will be asked to play on the ball a ton as well this season. The Lakers' three-star attack will also heavily feature Austin Reeves, who is one of the more underrated on-ball shot creators and playmakers in the NBA. Past those three, Gabe Vincent and Marcus Smart should also be expected to handle the ball a fair share. The point is, there is no need for Vanderbilt to support a Lakers group already flooded with on-ball options by adding his own name into the mix. Continuing to show off his newly rediscovered athleticism by diving to the rim and working on his three-point stroke is what Los Angeles needs to see offensively from him.